All right. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. All right, you guys. So I'm super excited to get on here today. I have been doing some new, um, I've been reading, flew through the book, so I'm reading it a second time. I've done this different training, with this guy. His name is Josh Coates. He has studied under John Maxwell. He's a huge Grant Cardone fan. I will preface it with he is very blunt and he can somewhat have a mouth on him. So if that bothers you, maybe don't listen to him. But if you can just kind of let it go, he is awesome. He's right up my alley. He is blunt, to the point, no fluff. Absolutely love it. He's just speaking my language. And I'm learning a lot of things that are super applicable to us, of course. He's a life coach, and so I'm just going to share a couple things with you guys. I have notes here to kind of just keep me on track here. So, one thing he talks a lot about, which I feel like, again, this is stuff that, and what I'm realizing too is you're never going to stop learning, right? We know this. You're never going to stop. You're going to hear the same things and you're going to hear something different, right? So a lot of times we get on a call, we're like, I already know this. I already heard this. There's still something that you can get out of it. Somebody's going to say it different. Your ears are going to be open at a different time. So, because a lot of it, I'm like, oh yeah, I've heard this. And I'm like, but this is resonating. This is hitting, this is hitting different this time. So, where is our word? Okay. So something he talks about is how that when you're talking to people, you're talking to their head and then there's the heart, right? There's two different parts of the conversation. There is typically no truth in our heads because our subconscious is just ruling the place up there. Truth comes from our heart. Okay. So when we're talking to people, and I've been implementing a lot of things that he has said, and it really is helping. And for someone that naturally is not, and I can say this and I'm fine with it, I'm not naturally super sympathetic and empathetic. Like I'm just like a pull up your bootstraps, rub some dirt on it, we're gonna be fine. That's more me naturally. So really applying these things that he's telling me, I'm like, okay, like it's allowing me to still be who I am, but I am able to connect and understand people a little bit better, which has been super helpful in the last couple of weeks. So let's think about this. When we get in a call with on a call or on the phone or in chat with somebody, what is one of the things that we have always done, me included, right? What is one of the first things we do? We ask them, what are their goals? What are your goals? Right? Well, he is like, listen, most people you talk to cannot give you an answer. They don't know what their goals are. And he said, why? Because we live in our headspace. Okay. We live in our headspace. And most of the time, people live in struggle. If you were to ask somebody and set a timer and ask them, like, hey, what are your struggles? You have 30 seconds. They would vomit struggles. They would vomit what's hard right now. And if you were to set a timer and ask them what their goals are, they'd be like, well, so I'd really like this. And you'd be like, time's up. We got nowhere. Because people don't live in the space of goals and abundance and figuring things out. They live in their head, which is their subconscious trying to protect them all the time, right? It's that voice. And if you were to ask them what their struggles are, you're going to get an answer way faster. And that's also going to allow you to talk to their head. We go into this, and a lot of us is because we've done personal growth for however long you've been here. You've grown yourself. You're not the same person that you were. You're talking to them as if they are a renewed personal growth phenomenon, and they're going to give you an answer. Think about someone that's really struggling with their weight. They've done it all. They have tried the meal thing. They've tried to work out. They've done this. They've done that. They got sick. They were on medication. They did. And you're just like, what are your goals? And they're like, I have none. I have none because I can't do anything. I can't get myself together to work out. I can't get myself to, I don't do anything consistently. I've tried everything. What are they telling you? All of the struggles, all of the hard. So why don't we just go in when we're talking to someone and say, hey, what's hard right now? What are you struggling with? Well, what seems to be difficult? They're going to tell you the flip side of their goals. And when we're not talking their language, it gets really fuzzy. Okay. I was talking about this the other night on one of my accountability calls, and it's like someone that, like, I'm not a meal planner. I really wish I was. And I did do it for a short period of time in life. And I liked the simplicity that it gave me afterwards, but the stress that it gave me during just really was not worth it for me. I am not a meal person. Like, I'm not. And if it probably wasn't for my husband, I would be that person that like orders healthy packaged meals with a menu and the ingredients, just because just making the decisions of what's for dinner, like that's just not me. So like I'm here for simple. Okay. So we're talking to someone now that is probably overwhelmed in their own head, and we're asking them what their goals are. And then we're like, oh, you can do this. And we've got, it's like talking meal planning. Like they're telling me I have to meal plan and you're going to do this and this and this. And so it's 60 meals for an entire month. You can do a breakfast and a dinner, and you picked it. I'm like, nope, shut down. Too much thinking. Not here for it. I don't care how easy you tell me this is. I don't care how much energy I'm going to have for clean food. I cannot. No, nope, you're lost me. But if you're like, listen, I heard you say you're super busy on the go and you hate to meal plan. My protein shake is right up your alley. It literally takes 8 ounces of milk, 2 scoops, quick stir, drink it up and go. I'm like, tell me more. They're speaking my language. They're addressing the struggle, right? Because as soon as somebody's like, hey, here's a meal plan, I'm like, wah, done. We're not talking. This is too hard. But you don't know that about me. Because you asked me my goals. My goals are, I want to lose the last 10 pounds of baby weight, and I would like to sleep restfully. What's the struggle? Listen, like, I'm an active person. I am in decent shape. Like, but why am I not losing the weight? You're talking to someone that's overweight. They've tried it all. Okay. Their goal is, I want to lose the weight. Okay. That's not what we need to address. If they know they need to lose weight, that is their goal. They could probably figure it out, but they've gone on Pinterest and it's like, 45-day workout, 30 minutes this, click, like, listen, I've got step by step. You're going to do these 10 movements every single day. You're going to do 1 protein shake, right? We're throwing way too much and we're overwhelming them when we don't actually know what the struggle is. Yeah, they want to lose weight. They know that. We know that. The struggle is what is stopping them from losing weight. So what is the part that we need to handle? The brain, okay? Talking to people's hearts is where we want to get, okay? We want to get to the depth. We want to talk to their heart. We go into the conversation thinking we're talking to their heart. We are not. We are talking to their head, which is telling 0 truth. So I want you to start evaluating when you're reaching out and talking to people, like, okay, like, what am I asking here? What am I trying to accomplish? What are some good questions I can ask them to learn more about why this is a problem, why this is their goal, where is the hiccup? Okay. And then I kind of want to take this into us too, as people in the business and as leaders, and unconsidered or undiscovered triggers fight or flight immediately. I'm going to say this again. Unconsidered or undiscovered triggers your fight or flight immediately. Think about it. How many times do you set a goal? You're like, this is my goal. I'm going to go Ruby this month. I'm going to go senior Ruby this month. I'm going to go diamond by the end of the year. And it comes out of your mouth and everybody's like, oh, yeah. And your head's like, who the heck do you think you are? Do you know how many people you need to do that? You haven't created a silver in 2 months. Unconsidered, undiscovered, fight or flight. If we could unplug our brain, right? Because there's like zero truth up there because our subconscious is running it. And yes, it takes personal growth, but I'm here to tell you there's no mountain that you're going to get to the top of that you're not going to have any problems. This is going to be it doesn't matter where you are in life. There ain't no mountaintop where you get there and you're like, finally made it. No problems. I have perfect self-growth and I have total control over my subconscious. It ain't going to happen. We're working towards that, but it's not going to happen. When things are not familiar to you, fight or flight is triggered. If we could unplug our brains, we could all unplug our brains for November, we literally could do anything we wanted. Because our heart is where the truth is. Our heart believes that we are a ruby. Our heart believes we can be diamond. Our heart believes you can triple rank. But we live in our heads with all of our customers. The subconscious is ruling the party. So we need to start working from our heart, talking from our heart, thinking from our heart. That is what is going to override the computer that is up here. Our brains are literally a computer. There are certain things that you believe that I could coach you for 365 days till I'm blue in the face, and I will not be able to reroute that. There's just certain things, this computer, you believe what you believe, and ain't nobody shaking you. Right? Then there's other stuff. We can reroute all of these things. But we have to do it from our heart. And there's no connecting with people in their head. Right? There's no connecting with people in their head. We need to connect with people in our heart, but we have to get through the head first. And for me, not naturally being this type of person, this quote unquote system, this approach is actually making it simpler for me because I feel like it's a roadmap. I know the goal. I'm having this conversation with you to get deeper to the heart, to get deeper to helping you more effectively, not arguing with the bully in their head. I had somebody message me last week about a product, and I asked her a very simple question. Hey, what are your struggles? And she's like, I'm not consistent with anything. Okay, if I didn't ask that and I went right to like, what are your goals? Oh, okay, here, great. Here's your products. Do we think that she was ever going to reorder? The answer is no. Because I didn't address the problem. She's not consistent in anything. She just told me she's not going to take them unless we figure that out first. Now, she did not order. We had a really good conversation. She decided she wanted to wait. You know what? I'm kind of okay with it because you told me you were going to buy this stuff and not take it, essentially. So we need to work on that. Show me she's a train wreck. I'm a mess. Okay, we need to work on that before she's ever going to take her supplements consistently. But if I didn't know that that was a problem of hers and that she had this like terrible negative view of herself, I would be like, here's your supplements, here's your stuff. And then I would be mad in a month, like, why are you quitting? Why are you stopping? Like, this is ridiculous. You said you wanted to have more energy. You said you wanted to use this. Yeah, she said that. So I want to challenge us in our conversation. Yeah, transactional to transformational. Yes. Bob Heilig. Absolutely. Because we are fighting a losing battle talking to the heads of other people. We are fighting a losing battle letting our heads lead us. Here's another thing we have to remember. And this was like really good for me. And if you have been in this business a long time, and you've done a lot of personal growth, and especially the Jules, because there is a point where you seem to become unrelatable to the average person, as far as like income, and it's like they can't imagine making $1,000 a month, let alone $10,000 a month, right? Like that there's a little bit of, you're not as relatable at one point. But this really stuck out to me. that you are not smart enough. You are not smart enough to know what other people want. And you are not that person anymore. Let me say that again. You are not that person anymore. And you're not smart enough to know what other people want. So it would be like Sharon, who works out every single day, gets the biggest high from it, literally feels guilty if she doesn't work out. She's stressed out, she runs. Like, it is her outlet. It is her thing. It gives her energy. It gives her life. She feels great. It would be like her telling Mary, okay, that Mary, you just have to work out every single day. It gives you so much energy. You're going to feel so good. You just do it. Just go run. And Mary's like, Sharon, I can't. Like, I can't. Like, I've got back issues and I just feel like I'm just not a runner. Like, I'm going to cough my lung up. Like, I can't. This is not, and Sharon's like, no, Mary, I'm telling you, this is what you need to do. And Mary's like, there's no way she's going to Sharon does not remember a time where she had to force herself out of bed to go work out. She doesn't remember a time where she had zero energy to go do this. She doesn't remember a time where she had a headache every single day and how she actually functioned. She knows that she had migraines. She knows that she struggled with that, but she cannot remember a time where she couldn't function because of the headache. So sometimes we're going into conversations or we're posting to people with like, this is, Mary, I need chair exercise, where this is the cure-all to tired moms. Okay, y'all, I said when I started this, like, I didn't know how bad I felt until I actually felt good. I can't really tell you now how bad I felt. I don't really remember. I do know that when I start to have maybe a little inflammation flare, I panic now because I don't remember what it felt like to feel like poop every single day. I don't remember what the exhaustion, tired is a thing, exhaustion is another thing. I don't really remember that. I say I do, I think I do, but I really don't. So when we're talking to people about what we have to offer, we need to remember, and even mindset growth. How many of us right here talk to people and get frustrated with the conversation because they don't have a growth mindset? Hello, hands up. Who, like, Lord, I cannot carry on this conversation because, dear Jesus, it's like talking to a brick wall and there ain't no helping you, sister. Get me out of here. How did I even get here? Right? That's the same thing we do in our leadership, the same thing we do with our teams. Like, here, me, listen, y'all. It is hard sometimes as a jewel to remember what it felt like as a silver, being honest. But it is important to meet them there as a leader to figure that out. It is important to try and bridge the gap of like, I feel great over here. You feel like crap. The only way for you to feel better is to join me. And they're like, I can't even get out of bed. Yes. And how come you don't trust? Yes, Jen. Yes. Just why don't you just trust me? We need to bridge the gap between I feel amazing over here and you feel like crap. Bridge the gap. Meet them where they are. Figure out the struggle. Figure out the actual problem. They're not going to take their pink drink and it's not going to happen. We have to bridge the gap. Get them drinking the pink drink in the middle. Get them starting to see some hope. Get them to start listening to something positive. You cannot, I'm on chapter 25. Alita's on chapter 36. I cannot talk to someone as if they are on chapter 24 and it's a quick page flip to where I'm at. No. We have to just take a beat. Think about who we're talking to. Think about what the goal is. Are we talking the same language? Are we talking to them as if they should be responding? Like, I'll get on the phone with Sharon. I'm coaching Sharon for 35 minutes on something. I get off of it. And then I talk to a customer who's having mindset issues. And I'm like, okay, we gotta switch this up. Because if I talk to them, like I just talked to Sharon, we're done. Because they're not at the same place. Baby steps. And we got to work through talking through their head to their heart. This goes for product talk. This goes for personal growth. This goes for your business. The head is never going to tell you the truth. I will guarantee right now, if I made everybody unmute and say what their goal is for November, you would tell me the goal, everyone would cheer, you would mute yourself, and your brain would be like, yeah, I don't know, let's see if that freaking happens. Because your head is going to protect you, fight or flight. Oh my gosh, I've never ranked Ruby before. I'm going to do it in November. It's going to be amazing. Uncharted territory, undiscovered, unfamiliar, fight or flight immediately. That's why we got to spend time in the heart. That's why affirmations, deep, deep thought, not subconscious thought. Subconscious rules most of your day, if you didn't know. You have to choose the thoughts. You have to bring them up from your heart to your head and let that play. If not, there's no truth in your head. So I want to challenge you guys. Head and heart, okay? Focus on those in your conversations. Focus on bridging the gap between, I feel amazing over here, I've done all these things, I'm so great, blah, 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 and like, oh, you feel like crap. Let me try to get you over here. Bridge the gap. Slow your roll. Slow the conversations down. Figure out the actual problem. Ask more questions. And remember, you don't remember what it feels like. You are not that person. Thankfully. Amen. You are not that person. So you don't really understand. Ask the questions. Help them out. Get to the heart. And I think we're going to see a lot more success in your business. All right, everyone. Have a wonderful Wednesday. Close out the month strong. I love you guys, and I'm so excited for November. It's going to be a huge month. Have a good day.